Good morning everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to take these off because they're a bit reflective, aren't they? I thought they'd make me look better, but hey ho. She's so cute. Today's video, which is how we are getting on 7 days postpartum and 7 days post-op. So I would like you all to meet my little Aspen. She's here, look. She's so perfect. How did I meet you? Yeah, so it's been a tough 7 days. I mean, I think it's tough 7 days for anyone that has a baby, isn't it? But especially with the C-section recovery. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Amy. This is my third baby girl. We've named her Aspen Ray. Girls are absolutely obsessed with her. So a bit of a background story. I was admitted to hospital at 37 plus 6 because little Missy here was laying transverse / breech / head down / basically doing somersaults. So I had, then she dropped on a growth scan, so I had to have a planned section at 38 plus 1. So that one went ahead, surgery went fine, but after they got her out, she had difficulty breathing, so they whisked her straight off to neonatal unit, where she spent 4 hours there just getting a bit of extra help. They brought her back to us about 4 hours later, and ever since then she's been doing absolutely perfect. And yeah, you could just stare at them all day, couldn't you? So the first, so surgery days like day 0, that were just absolute chaos, emotionally and whatever else, as you can imagine. I then got discharged home on the Thursday, so Thursday's like day 1. So first day went pretty well. Do you know what? Through the day, she's such a chill baby. She's literally does this all day. She will like just wake up, eat, poop, sleep. That's it. Like, she doesn't cry that often at all. Do you, little Missy? You're a little good girl. But even if you do cry, that's normal and that's okay. So first day was fine. It was really good. When we got home that night, it weren't such a bad night as first night at home. I think we'd kind of hyped herself up that it were going to be hell, and that we were going to be shattered and whatever else, but it weren't. It were all right. She did sleep for a couple hours, you know, feed and fussed a little bit, back to sleep, but there were no real like, oh my god, I can't do this. It were fine. Like, we just got on with it. We've both been pretty chill this time round. I'm wondering if it's because it's third baby and we know that this little teeny baby is not going to last forever, so we're just kind of embracing every minute, every feed, every little cry. So we're getting on with it really well, to be honest. We're both in a really good place. The first day went pretty well, although I did start to notice that I was getting like a rash all over. I had a rash like around my wrist where the wristband was in hospital, like around the backs of my arms, in between my legs, a bit like chafing. Where else? It then went under my boobs, it went under my bum, and the dressing, the big like pressure dressing that I had on, oh my god, I could have ripped my skin off. It was absolutely horrendous. So I spoke to Midwife about it. She just said, try taking antihistamines and see how you get on. So we did that, but it was agony, honestly. The pain from the like dressing and this rash were worse than surgery pain. I feel like that's saying something. In regards to pain on day 1, I just kept on top of my painkillers. So I was just taking paracetamol and ibuprofen. It were doing the job. It were keeping me comfortable. I think this time, because I have had an emergency section before, like the pain last time was unbearable, but this time, like, because it was a planned one and they really took the time in theatre to well, I assume, put everything back together properly. So pain has been well under control, which I've been really surprised at. I'm actually really surprised at how different this time has been to the emergency section that I had before with Scarlett. Maybe it weren't as bad because I was distracted by the itching and the raw skin. I don't know, but it was fine anyway. But the painkillers were doing the thing and I was okay. So day two, I just remember being sat on the sofa and just like bursting into tears, not for any reason, just a bit overwhelmed, to be honest, because like, you know, just thinking back at everything that happened, looking back at photos, just like processing it all. I was just sat there crying. But I'm just so grateful that everything went okay and that she were okay, because that was tough. Not knowing whether your baby were okay and not being allowed to go see him. So yeah, day two we were a bit hormonal, a bit overwhelmed, still in pain, but painkillers still working. I've really tried this time to not overdo it. Like, I have literally just laid on the sofa and been breastfeeding, really. That's as much as I've done for, I'd say, at least the first 4 days. Because I know last time we're in agony, and I really overdid it. You know, trying to get up and about. It's hard enough for a new baby anyway, and I were a wreck. So this time, you know, I just thought, I'm just going to relax. I'm going to embrace every little inch of you. I'm going to embrace everything and just live it. You know, postpartum, it's fantastic. You just get to lay on the sofa and eat chocolate and snuggle your baby. If only. But that's what I've been doing. So day 3, then we saw the midwife again. At this point, this rash was just horrendous. Just my skin was raw. So they advised me if I wanted to get it looked at, I would have to go back up to A&E. So I was like, and ahhing, it's, you know, it's just a rash. Do I just man it out until the dressing comes off? But the dressing had to stay on for 7 days. And I thought, I don't physically think I can take this pain for another 7 days. So I went. So we went up to the hospital. They saw us pretty quick, really, and they were really good, because I took her with me because I was feeding. They gave us his own cubicle and everything, so that was really nice. I think we were only there about 3 hours in total, and that's from like walking through the door to like walking home with my medications and stuff. So they took it off, they took the dressing off, they couldn't have left it on any longer, and I think if they had done, my skin would have started to blister, like it was that bad. I have got like a couple of little scabs where it was starting, so it's a really good job that they took it off. So they told me to keep it as dry as I possibly can, for risk of infection. They started me on some antibiotics to prevent any infection, and they gave me some antihistamines and some like emollient cream as well to keep putting on. And after a couple of days after taking them, oh my god, like the difference is unreal. Like today's day 7 and I couldn't imagine have kept it on for that long. It was torture, like actual torture. As well, when we saw midwife on day 3, they did Aspen's jaundice test, which she passed. She'd been sunbathing through them patio doors. And they weighed her as well, and she only actually lost 2% of her birth weight. She only lost 2 ounces, which is really good for breastfed babies. So we winning, high five, we doing fab. But I do think it's just because my mindset's completely different this time. Like with first baby, I didn't enjoy breastfeeding. It's painful, it's really hard, it's tiring, it's so demanding. And I think with the other 2, it was just kind of feed, right, she's done, get her off. When people are saying she's hungry, I'm like, no, she's not, I've just fed her. But this time it was just, I've just been sat, like I said, I've just been sat on my bum feeding all the time. But that's done us world of good, because she's putting all her little weight back on her. Yeah, she was only £6.8. Well, I say only, she was 2 weeks early. So £6.8 is quite good, really, isn't it? Especially when they thought she was going to have dropped at the growth scan. You just can't stop staring at her little face. I love you. I can't remember each individual night. So I'd say we've had Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. So we've had 6 nights at home, and I must say we've only had 2 nights that have been like difficult. One night she was just wiggling around like screaming. I think she had bellyache, and she screamed from like 9 o'clock at night till 3 o'clock in the morning, which was exhausting. But we managed to have a nap, well I did anyway, and catch up, so it was fine. And then we had one night, I think it was day 4 or 5, where she was cluster feeding, so it was literally on and off boob, fussing for hours. I think she did that until about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then eventually I was like, I can't physically do this anymore, I'm exhausted, like I'm sat up falling to sleep, which is obviously not safe. So then Carl managed to settle her and take her downstairs so I could get a couple hours sleep. But other than that, every other night it's been like sleeping, feeding, bit of fussing, you know, bit of putting her down, having her cry and wriggle. She gets hiccups quite a lot, so that's annoying when you've fed her and settled her and then put her down and then she starts going but other than that, she's been doing really well. Last night, I'm just all over weekdays, Anna. It's all a bit like a blur, especially when I've not left house other than to hospital. Last night was our best night yet. She literally slept from like 8 o'clock. I had to wake her up at 1 o'clock because I woke up with my boobs hurting. Fed her, she went back to sleep until 3:30. Feel like a new woman. And then she did a bit in and batting, again putting her down, crying, hiccups, soothing her again, putting her down. And then I managed to get another hour and a half, around 5, so I think we got up about just before 7, which was really good. So I'm hoping that we're getting there. We've been coming to bed at like 10 o'clock every night, just like we would normally, and then just winging it from there kind of thing, and then getting up again at around 6, 7, depending on when little Missy gets up and when the other girls get up as well. Because we were adamant not to get into that routine, right, I'll get up and stay up with her, then you get up and stay up with her, because it's just, we did it before with the other one and it didn't work. We were both exhausted. We're teaming it, we're team working, and getting through these nights together really, which is great. Just like now, she's just sleeping and I could put her down and she'll just sleep, and then she'll wake up. She'll not even cry, she'll just like wriggle around moaning a little bit and chewing her hands. We did give her a first bath last night, so whether that helped her sleep a little bit more, I'm not sure, but we will be doing it again. Maybe not straight away because the skin's only dead sensitive into it. But so back to the section, because I've gone off track. Planned sections, they're amazing. So if anybody's got one and they're worrying, like, it's been such a positive experience, other than the dressing, which it was kind of like my silly sensitive skin. So the first 4 days I really did keep on top of painkillers, really did take it easy. I would say from day 4 I probably got to the point where like I weren't clock watching for painkillers, and even when I were clock watching for painkillers it was more like discomfort rather than pain. From day 5, 6 I've started like pottering around the house more, you know, just little things, tidying up, putting washer on, just walking about more. Now I've noticed that discomfort back again, but it's fine because once I take painkillers, like, it's gone again. So I am going to keep on top of my painkillers, I think, for at least another few days to see how we go, because it's not worth it. It's not worth being in pain. So yeah, so by today, day 7, I'm feeling so much better. My rash has gone down, I'm not itching anymore, I'm not in any pain, to say at least. Like I said, just after doing things, once I know the painkillers are wearing off, like, it's just a bit of discomfort, but it's not painful. I can like shuffle myself up in bed by now, I can bend and pick something up. I try not to if I can, if there's someone else around. Kids are amazing for that, aren't they? Pick me that up please, darling. But yeah, I've just been taking help. I've just been taking help off people, which is hard. It can be hard to ask for help, especially like when I'm asking Carl to do everything for me all the time. Like, a bit me feels guilty, but especially when it's at night and I'm like nudging him saying, baby's crying, pass me. But I'm at a point now where I think I can do it myself. I did it myself last night. That's noisy. So yeah, today's good. We're gonna go out for the first time tomorrow, because tomorrow's actually my birthday. Might do a little day in the life vlog, we'll see how Missy behaves, because we're going to register her at the town hall as well tomorrow. Yes, and thank you all for your comments and well wishes and everything like that. It means a lot to us, and little baby girl is doing well. I'll show you one last time because she's beautiful. Look at that little face. She's just perfect, isn't she? A little perfect squish. Yeah, so I feel like this video is a bit of a ramble, a bit all over the place, but if it helps anybody that's, you know, that's having a section or even just having a newborn and what to expect, not that they're all the same because they're not. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.